Holy exploding helicopters, Batman. We are back for Lethal Weapon, so don't forget to stay tuned after that intro.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back.
Oh, this music is so nice to listen to because we are back, y'all, and it's so good. And I love it because we've got Kelli back here in the studio.
Cash back in the place to be. What?
If you couldn't tell what we are the Lethal Weapon after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV, talking about season 1, episode 15. I think it's like Go Get 'Em or something like that, which was awesome. Yeah, I didn't write it down because it was just so good, but at the same time, I was like, you guys get it. I'm your host, Alexis Torres. You can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORRES 890. And of course, can't be a Lethal Weapon after show without my duo over here, Chaos J.
Yeah, Chaos J. You can find me on Twitter, KAAOSJ. You can find me on Instagram, Chaos_Oceans31. 31 why? Because I'm giving you 31 flavors of waving this baby. It is Tango and Cash, Lethal Weapon. I missed you guys. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of new. We got a little bit of old. I mean, it was a good little mix-up today.
I know. It was actually a really good episode. So don't forget, guys, to check us out on YouTube. We are live right now. Of course, if you're checking us out later, hello, welcome. We have a live chat going on. We got Billie Jean Girl, Mr. D Style, and Tanya in the chat. And I believe Scott Paul was the first one here, so welcome. Again, don't forget to check out those comments later on if you are watching later. And don't forget to go to iTunes, make a review, hit those 5 or 4 stars because the other stars do not work. And just tell us how you're doing and how the show's doing. And because we want to renew for season 2, make sure you use that hashtag renew Lethal Weapon season 2. All right, so we got to get into this episode because it is so good and we have a little bit amount of time. So we start off with our awesome special guest today, which is Thomas Lennon, who plays a lot of different roles, so I don't need to go into his IMDb. You can look it up yourself. Who plays this awesome lawyer, well, awesome in some terms, Leo Getz. He's a lawyer trying to get this guy free, which I can't remember his name.
Flacco.
Something. I wrote it down.
Flacco
My notes
Cortez.
are all over the place. It's fine. I think it's Flacco Ruiz. I think.
There you go.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
I was thinking about Nike Cortezes.
Nice. And pretty much he ends up at a donut shop. I didn't know if that was that famous donut shop in LA. I always forget what that one's called.
Randy's?
Is that Randy's? Okay, the one where
with the big donut?
Yeah.
There was also an Iron Man?
Yeah.
Although when they showed him inside, he was actually in the actual burger place that was behind Randy's.
No way.
A little fun fact.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Look at that LA trivia.
Bam.
I love that. But yeah, so they were in a donut shop. He was pretty much trying to get Flacco Ruiz.
It wasn't Randy's though, FYI.
No. It was somewhere else. Yeah, which I was kind of sad because I was like, you could have used that, but I feel like sometimes they use that shop a lot for movies, so maybe they wanted to stay away from it. But pretty much he was trying to go into negotiations to get him out of whatever with the DEA. He does this weird signal with his ear. He like rubs his earlobe before going into the bathroom. So in my brain I was thinking, oh man, he's gonna shoot up the place, or I don't know, Ruiz is gonna do something to, I don't know. And there were shots fired, so I was like, oh man, this must be it. But when the reaction of what he had, or when he was hearing the shots happening, it wasn't the reaction I was expecting. I don't know if you were feeling the same way about that.
Okay, so for me, what I saw was, first off, let me take it back. The negotiation was hilarious.
Yeah.
The back and forth, and then for him to settle, for him to go with go from $1 million and legal fees and all these other little side benefits that he wanted added on to this deal to just, I'll take a dozen crullers. I thought that was hilarious. When he did the little ear shake thing, I didn't necessarily take it like, oh yeah, like it's about to go down, it's about to be, some shooting and stuff like that. I just kind of took it like, like he just kind of tugged his ear like, hey, like, I'm gonna come back and, change my negotiating tactic to get us something else, to gain us a little bit more leverage.
Sure.
That's how I took it.
No, it makes sense.
And then I kind of felt like that made sense in, just based off his reaction, as if, that he did not expect for them to get, for the place to get shot up.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, that makes way more sense. And I think people As Good As It Getz. Thanks, Tanya. Yeah, I guess we'll get to the point when the chat catches up what they thought, because I really want to know what you guys thought. If you guys thought he was on, like, that he was up to something, or the fact that he was just thinking of the next tactic that he was going to use to get what he wanted. I'm very intrigued to see what you guys think.
Also, want to just make a little note. Did anybody else notice the slight twist? Because if you remember from the movies, Leo Getz was a private eye, and here he's a a
lawyer.
Lawyer, yeah. He's an ambulance chaser.
Yeah.
I don't mind the twist. It's nice.
I thought
it works.
I like the fact that they brought, because when they showed us the teaser from last week, because you missed out, I didn't get to talk about that. I was really excited that they brought the character Leo Getz into the show, even though it wasn't the exact same backstory, but it was really nice that they were like, hey, we're gonna throw this in there for you for people who are huge Lethal Weapon fans. Exactly. It was really nice. And I loved what Thomas Lennon did with the character. It was very good.
It was good. He wasn't trying to be Joe Pesci.
I'm really glad he wasn't, because that's what I was afraid of. He gave us
his own take of Leo Getz.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Another thing that I appreciated, or that I hope, no, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Go. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to this one. I'm gonna hold on to this little jewel. Sure. I'll wait till we get to, close to the end. Sure,
no problem. All right. So we get a very familiar, speaking of familiar faces, we're actually getting, we got Agent Palmer back from the last episode, which if you haven't caught up, Agent Palmer was in, I don't remember what number episode, but they were pretty much doing same thing where they were dealing with the DEA and they had to figure out, and we had that little moment with Riggs and her, she had to play his wife for a little bit and it was still kind of touch and go at that point in time because we're still dealing with that. But I love that the first phrase out of her mouth is like, what's different about you? I showered and fixed my face. I'm wearing a new shirt. It's clean. She's like, no, it's your eyes. Yeah. And I was like, what?
They're white.
And I was like, oh, because he's never sober. Got it. But yes, I mean, I'm assuming that time has passed between the last episode and now's, and since then too. So he's gotten better.
Right.
So it's nice.
And he had on the only one stain on that fresh
only
new
one.
Shirt.
And he said,
and I noticed, and I may be late to the game since I missed last week, but he had on new boots.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the little things.
He's cleaning up.
It's the little things.
Oh, Tanya in the chat said it was episode 7 fashion, please. Thank you, Tanya. You were the best. I'm reading just the chat. Yeah, they're kind of back and forth. Everybody said that the integration was hilarious, and that was just awesome. Sorry. So we had that moment, of course, where Scorsese was like, oh, I'm sensing some tension, and it's the unsexual kind, or not of the unsexual kind, and I was like, did you just use a double negative? I'm so confused.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I was very confused. But, like, of course, everybody can tell that there is sexual tension between them, even before. So before we get into that, I want to get into this ship right now, because clearly it's canon. What do you think about having Agent Palmer instead of Dr. Cahill right now? Because you were on that ship. You were on it.
On the which one? On the
Dr. Cahill ship.
I was also on the Palmer ship too.
That's true.
I was on the Palmer ship. Now here's the thing, and I kept thinking about this the whole time. I was thinking to myself, I said, well, man, I kind of really like the chemistry with him and Dr. Cahill, but at the same time, I felt like, I feel like they might keep it where it is.
Okay.
And keep it client, doctor for now. However, Palmer is fair game. They definitely had some great chemistry. I thought she came off a little cold in the very beginning. You could tell that she was a little salty still because he rejected her. And again, I mean, I talk about this on my other show, DMC. Women don't take rejection as well as men, and I think that's because women aren't used to getting rejected as much as we do. It rolls off our shoulders. Either way, I thought she was kind of cold in the beginning. Obviously, she started to warm up as the show went on. I definitely felt the tension, and I definitely think that they're going to explore this. I want them to explore it, and I'm glad that he's in a better place emotionally, so that he was a little more receptive to her, and I think they had a better back and forth this time.
Yes.
I think the connection was a little bit better simply because he was in a better place.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't really condone the way that he did it, but the fact of a couple episodes ago. I think it was a couple episodes ago, was when he had a drunken stupor and had sex with a random person. I mean, as much as I'm not saying that I'm like, yes, you should do that. I'm just saying that I feel like that opened enough floodgates and enough for him to be able to understand that, like, moving on is not going to kill the memory of his wife.
Nope, and it doesn't mean that he loves her any less.
Nope.
It doesn't take anything away from the union and the bond that they had.
Yeah, it's special. It's just that at the same time, even if your wife, could see what was going on, she would be like, no, I want you to be happy. I don't want you to be miserable by yourself all the time. Which, if you want to be by yourself, that's also okay. That there's nothing wrong with that.
Solo Dolo's all right.
Hey, yeah, go for
Jason
it.
Derulo used to do it. He's riding solo. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
That was terrible.
I'm riding solo. I'm sorry. That song was so cheesy, but I love the hook to that song.
It was a catchy song.
I'm sorry. It just fit. I'm sorry.
Why are you doing this to me? You were supposed to be my rock, and you ruined it. It's okay. So, oh God, I'm never going to get that out of my head now. I have the song playing.
That's the next song next week.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Saying.
I'm okay with that. But yeah, so like, I think that there was enough time in the fact that it happened that it was enough to be like, okay, I think I can just move slowly. And it's perfect because he's already met her. She's already established that she had a thing for him. It's pretty much just...
Full disclosure, I already asked him out to dinner and he told me and he rejected.
Oh.
So she put it out there and yeah.
So, okay, again, I tell everyone to drink responsibly. Strike number 1. Murtaugh, buddy, hey, okay. I understand. I get it. You're when you get awkward, you feel the need to say what's on your mind. I understand that
and put his foot in his mouth.
So, like, I understand.
That's your boy.
Yeah. I understand. I understand where he's coming from, and I understand his nervous tick of just spouting whatever the hell is on his mind, and the fact that everybody in this room is pretty familiar. But also, you need to consider, we don't actually know how Palmer reacts to your kind of humor. So when he was just like, I'm sorry. Can we talk about what's happening here? And I'm like, okay, I get what you're doing. This is not necessary. And I was with Cap on this, where he's just sitting there just like, oh my God, wow, look at that wall. Like, he was in it, but he just wasn't there. So that was where I was at, where I was like, shut up, Murtaugh, shut up, please shut up. No, don't worry about it. We don't have to talk about this.
Nope, not tonight.
So that's my mini rant, because he's already in the doghouse already.
Just one.
So I was like, come on, dude, come on. You don't need to do this. And I love that after Palmer leaves, that his next thing that he says leads to their next lead, pretty much, where he was like, was it just like watching like a 5-car or 10-car pile up on on the freeway, and they both were like, go. And because I didn't talk about it, when Leo Getz was in the donut shop, pretty much during the shots fired, his client and a DA agent were killed. So clearly this is why she's involved, which is great. But anyway, so so they go get Leo Getz, who's obviously ambulance chasing. That's where the car accident reference came from. And they pretty much get to meet Leo Getz, and well, I love how he just has the answer immediately, like even as they're talking to him, and it didn't take them long to bring him in, even though they didn't really bring him in. So how do you feel about Riggs and Murtaugh using our lawyer as bait? Do you think it was a dumb decision or a great decision, or
No, I think No, I don't think it was a dumb decision.
But
I would say it was an okay decision.
All right.
I get the motive behind it. I get why they did it. And it kind of made sense, as they were still trying to figure out exactly what the complete end game was with the cartel and who all they were targeting besides Flacco. It's Flacco, right?
I don't remember now.
Okay, Ruiz.
Yeah,
the
Ruiz.
guy.
Let's do that.
The perp.
I think it's Flacco. I think you're right, but let's stick with Ruiz.
Okay, so anyways, yeah. I don't think it was a bad decision. It worked. It served its purpose.
Sure.
So to speak.
Yeah, I love
because obviously they knew if the cartel knew enough to know that there was going to be a meeting at that donut shop.
True.
To pull off the hit, they already knew that he was messing around with Leo Getz. You know, like they already knew these things.
Yep.
So it worked for me.
It was very interesting. And then the fact that, like, he went up to the taco stand and was like, I need to talk to your boss. But I also love the fact that we also finally get a name a little ways down the road of, like, the architect, and, like, nobody knows who he is. He's a ghost. Nobody sees him, or nobody talks to him, or they only talk through burners and texts and yeah. So I think that's very interesting. But I love how his reaction to finding out that he was bait, because Palmer, dear God, woman, just showed up in the middle. I mean, I don't think she thought that the taco stand was a hot spot for gang members, but she was just like, I'm gonna show up and I need you to tell me what's going on because I can protect you. And in my brain I'm going, you just made your witness, like, there's a target on his back now, for real. Like, he had one at first, now it's, like, painted on, it's permanent, it's on his back. Like, that's what happened. And that weird scene of, like, he thinks that he got hit and he's, like, touching his side and he's like, oh my God. And Murtaugh's like, it's salsa, like, puts his finger in his mouth. I was like, boy, I don't care who you are, don't do that. Don't be doing anything that comes around my face.
Right? Just
Yeah, like, yeah, it was just, it was like, a Kevin Hart moment where I was like, please stop. Please, for the love of God, don't put that in my safe zone. Like, how dare you? And I just thought he didn't even care. And Leo's like, it was so gross. Oh my God. So they take him back, and pretty much this scene where they're in the not interrogation, but the fact that they brought the chef from the food truck to go interrogate, but they brought Leo into, like, the conference room, and they were trying to get information out of him, and the only thing he can say was that he doesn't know the architect. He just doesn't know anything about it. He was a ghost, and I have no information for you besides what the chef and why I was his client, or why I was his lawyer, and things like that, which was another really, I feel like the scenes were really, really good. Like, the writing has always been good in Lethal Weapon, but I felt like this one was, like, one right after the other, you know? Like, it was funny every single time. And I think it also helps because Thomas Lennon is such a funny guy.
Right.
They were able to just do a full comedy episode, which was cool. So, but I noticed a weird film glitch, kind of, is like I want to call it. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when Riggs throws the water bottle, Leo catches it with his left arm, but then when they cut back to his close-up shot, he's holding it in his right hand. So just a little bit trivia for you there, because I caught that and I was like, wait a minute, I had to rewind. And I just think it's always cool when you can't keep consistency there because of film, because it's film.
There's bound to be mistakes.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny because it was, like, pretty obvious that I'm like, clearly you didn't catch it in the hand, but sure, it's fine.
It works.
Yeah, and I love how he, like, threw it back at Riggs and he was like, that was really good. But yeah, I just love this episode. It was really good. It wasn't, I mean, there was also, like, a lot of action in it as well. So there was a good balance of comedy and action in it, just like the movies. So they find out that the actual target wasn't Ruiz and it wasn't Leo.
Nope.
It was Palmer.
Bam.
And I couldn't believe that these guys were going to go out in broad daylight on a busy, like, right near a police station.
I thought that was real brazen. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
We just machine guns downtown. Like, that's
Don't
what's
even
going
care.
on
Right
now.
in front of, like, I mean, again, they're next to they're right next to a police station.
And then what makes it even worse is that there was no real clear exit for them.
Yeah,
like,
they're in the middle of
the
street.
If I'm going to get out and pull up on somebody downtown and pop some caps,
I'll be in a car.
I'm going to, I might get out the car, but I'm going to be positioned so that I can pop those caps and then get right back in the car. Yeah, and then I'm out.
They're like, oh, let's go get coffee down the street at the Starbucks and then walk there.
Let's shoot this DA agent in the face and then go get a latte.
Yeah.
We've got that pumpkin spice. It's still in season.
Where are you running to? Was my thing. I was like, you're gonna like hop a fence? There's no fences there in LA in that area. Like, and also there's cops have lunch outside of the precinct.
Yes.
Like, they're all just hanging out in the parking lot sometimes on smoke breaks. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot this DA agent and just run. It's fine. Nobody will notice.
Yeah. No. Matter of fact, I'll take the metro back.
Oh, God.
I'll take the metro home.
Don't ever use the LA Metro out here.
If you're going to commit a crime, please don't, unless you have a full disguise in your backpack that you can easily switch into.
Oh, my God.
Do not get on the public transportation. Don't do it.
I mean, we don't condone violence.
We do not condone crime at all, but if you commit it, don't be dumb about it.
Don't be dumb about it. I mean, come on. So
Watch Lethal Weapon and you'll learn how
There you go.
not to be a dumb criminal.
Not to be a dumb criminal. Luckily enough, Palmer was not hurt. She was wearing a Kevlar vest underneath her thing, which is so funny because I just watched John Wick 2 and they make.
Ow! That movie was bananas.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I was thinking about the suit.
When they had the little inserts in the suit, and then there's that other scene where he's shooting someone else. I won't name who.
Yeah.
And then he's got the same thing clearly because they both shot each other at point blank range.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh,
that movie was
beautiful.
amazing.
Go
If
see
you
it.
have not seen John Wick 2, you need that in your life.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So that's what it reminded me of because she was wearing a really great looking suit. I mean, everybody looks really good here, but like she looked really good with her suit on.
And based on the top that she had on, it didn't look like she had on the vest.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that they make them where it kind of cups for women at least.
Boom, there
so,
you go.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like a corset underneath, but it's a vest. So
Watch out.
yeah.
Hey.
So I think they use it in spy movies, but I know that there are certain women who have to wear certain stuff and they have to be able to have it without it looking bulky. So
Right.
I think that's awesome. Or I could be wrong. I think it just could be fiction. I have no idea. But anyway, so they pretty much have to babysit Leo Getz and Palmer. So Palmer has to stay in the precinct all night with a certain someone, and we're gonna break off for a second. We're gonna break off for a second to talk about the Murtaughs.
Thank you. I was waiting for it.
I was waiting. I wanted to wait for it because I'm gonna get heated about it. And I know we have very limited
And see,
time.
you said you were only going to do one rant, but I feel another rant coming on.
Oh, it's bad. Okay.
It's coming on.
So in the beginning of the episode, Trish is getting ready for an awesome promotion. Roger made her a beautiful breakfast of pancakes, eggs, and bacon, and a nice little champagne bottle with a little bow on it, and it was super cute. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he got home and you heard, "Baby, is that you?" and it wasn't like clear, it was kind of like wavering, I was like, "Uh-oh, girl is drunk and ready to have some celebration time."
Right? A little happy time.
But as soon as he walked in there and she was just smiling and looked pretty drunk, I was like, "Oh no. I think she didn't get." Like, I touched you and I was like,
yeah, you did.
I was like,
and I didn't pick up on it. I was just like, okay, cool. Like, they're about to celebrate because she's partner now.
I was like, "Oh my God, she didn't get the promotion." And so she was like, "Well, if I want to tell you about my day," I was like, "Oh God, she didn't get the promotion." And she pretty much just said that they gave the promotion to Jean, and she just quit. She pretty much probably cursed every single person in that office, probably including the guy who owns the firm, and told him to just shove off and quit.
And you know what? I feel like she had every right. And
I feel a headache coming on.
And not only that, but then when she tells you, well, they told me they appreciate my, my commitment to the firm and this and that and this and that. They knew they were screwing her over. Because otherwise, why would you feel the need to tell me how valuable I am to the firm as you're getting ready to shaft me and give the promotion that I deserve to somebody else? Yeah, so they knew.
But this is where angry Alexis, more annoyed Alexis comes out because...
Rant number 2.
Okay, I understand. I get it. There are times where I miss signals. It happens. Everybody goes to men, women, children. It's a thing. You just don't read up on stuff. Ladies or men or anybody who's dating a female who just quit their job because they've been working their butt off and just they were about to get promoted or something happened and they quit because of emotions or whatever the hell you want to call it. Don't go into the first thing of like, what about our finances?
What about rent? That light bill's due next week.
Oh no, we can't do anything on a detective salary. And I was sitting there going, oh my God, you are... Again, he's not trying to be insensitive. He's not trying to be mean. He is a worrywart. My parents are exactly like this.
And he's thinking logically.
Yeah, he's thinking about
He's
stuff.
being practical.
Of course.
And I get that. But this is one of those times when you need to separate yourself from all those worries and concerns and just go in the support mode. That's it.
Because...
literally, in that moment, you just need to be in that moment. Just... oh, okay. Let her tell you about whatever it is that's going on, why she did what she did, and just be like, okay, yeah, get it, girl, you go, baby. And then all right, cool. And later, after, after the love is gone, then, the morning after, you know, when everything's calmed down,
I would wait 24, like an actual full 24 hours.
Yeah, full 24.
Yeah.
Full 24 hours. Then you say, okay, so what's the game plan? And that's it. Because she probably has one, or she may not have one, or he may not have one, but you guys can come up with one together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty much I couldn't have said it better myself. Just literally at that moment in time, clearly she's vulnerable when she's taking a bath. 2, she's drinking her problems away. We know Trish can drink, but we didn't think, like, you never really, like, we haven't seen it, but I'm assuming that Roger has only pretty much seen his wife drunk when she's celebrating, maybe having a bad day. Like, the first thing out of your mouth is not, oh, that's great, honey. Also, we're going to die now because you were the breadwinner. And it's like, no.
Wrong.
You just tell her that, like, hey, we will make this work. We will figure it out. I'm so proud of you, this and this and this. And then you wait. Maybe get some of that,
After the love is gone.
And then you let her sleep. You let her rest. Let her have a day off. She just said that she has not stopped working for 20 years.
20 years.
That's a long time. So maybe she would like to sleep in one morning, enjoy her coffee, and
enjoy another breakfast that you will make that you'll have time to eat.
Yep.
With a little morning nookie.
Yep. There you go. To go into work a little late. Why not? Just to, make everything, you'll wake up better. It'll be fine. And then
you'll be lighter on your feet when you're chasing criminals.
Yep. And when dinner comes around, kids are off doing homework or out at a friend's house, whatever, be like, hey, baby, how about we talk about, what's the next step now? Are you going to find, are we going to have to, do you want me to help you find another job? Do you want me to, let you have like a little bit of vacation time and enjoy your time off and let you do your own thing? Do you want to start your own firm? Whatever, you got to let her start on that one. Or if it's vice versa, let him do it. Let him figure it out,
Just let the situation breathe.
Yeah, like a fine wine.
Let it breathe.
When you uncork that, you gotta let it breathe for a little bit, and then you can drink it and enjoy it. You'll get there. It'll be hard because it's clearly, something that you guys have to transition together, but it's the whole point of marriage or being with somebody. It's just gotta go with the flow, guys.
Go with the flow.
So, Murtaugh, you're an idiot, and you deserve to be kicked out of your house. I was also like, Leo, you were welcomed into my home. You shouldn't be running around upstairs for stuff, because clearly...
With condiments.
Yeah, why
trying to shake my wife's hand and she's fresh from the tub.
Yeah, I was
all
like,
wet and naked.
Yeah, because what if she was like, what if he wasn't in the room and he just thought she was and she was just disrobed?
Yeah.
What then? She's gonna be like, hi, what are you doing in my house?
Those cash and prizes are not for you, Mr. Getz.
Yeah, no, jeez. I was so upset. I was like, come on, be respectful, you weasel. But anyway, so he pretty much took him to a hotel because Lord knows he probably couldn't sleep in the house, both of them at this point. But Leo actually gives sound advice, like what we just did, the two of us, Tango and Cash.
That's what we do.
Relationship advice. Here you go.
T&K all day.
All day. Just love all day. That's just what it is. It's what we're given. 24/7. And we, and he pretty much just told him the same thing that we said, where it was like, dude, she works really hard, and it sucks that she doesn't get the payoff that she wanted. And then the first thing she wanted to tell someone who supports her and is like her, her soldier is like, nah, you kind of messed up because now we have no money. Wow. Bravo, sir.
Bravo.
Great job.
Yeah.
So clearly he felt bad, and I'm glad that they made it up. And she was just like, and I felt bad because she actually realized what she did, and she wanted to write a grovel letter. And I was like, no, girl, you don't deserve that. Clearly this wasn't, your thing. And they went to go, pack up her office, which was awesome. And we'll talk about the end because we saw it while they were walking across the street with her stuff from her office. But we'll jump back into the episode.
Back into the action.
Yeah, I just want to get that over with because Murtaugh is back in the doghouse until next week because you messed up, boy.
Wait.
There's more?
Technically, he's not in the doghouse.
In my doghouse. He's still in my doghouse.
Oh, he's in your doghouse.
He's not in Trish's doghouse anymore because he made
got
it. I'm still mad at him though.
Yeah.
just
so till next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You in the doghouse, bro.
Yeah, just for me, just to give you a little bit more punishment. I'm not as forgiving as
you
Trish.
won't know this.
I mean, yeah. Damon Wayans, come at me.
She here all week, bro.
All week, bro. But you know who's not here all week? Palmer, because she got kidnapped. Because pretty much they went to, oh gosh, now see I'm blanking because I was talking about the Murtaughs. They went to go follow another lead, and Palmer stayed here, and they found out that the guy that was being like the cover for the architect was shot in the elevator. And this is at this point in time where Murtaugh was talking to Riggs about the whole Trish situation. And poor Palmer gets kidnapped, pretty much. Syringe in the neck, by the way. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's never pleasant. By 2 ambulances, which I thought was very ironic that he was chasing an ambulance. For real this time. Leo was the one that decided to get in his... I don't even know what kind of car that was.
It was a Porsche.
Was it a Porsche? Okay.
It
I was like...
It was like a... I want to say it was a Porsche 911.
Okay, because it looked like on certain angles, because he was driving really fast, it looked like a gold like Volkswagen Beetle, and I couldn't tell. And then I was like, oh no, that's definitely a convertible, like a really nice convertible. I just couldn't tell what it was. I'm just terrible at cars, guys. Really showing my lady side right now. And yeah, so pretty much he's like, no, nobody knows I'm here. Everything's fine. And of course, the gunman was like,
start shooting. They know I'm here. They know I'm here.
I mean, I know they used that in the teaser, but I thought that was the funniest.
Hilarious.
Still my favorite part so far. So of course, Roger runs over the gunman, and then Riggs decides, oh, if she gets in that helicopter, she's dead. So I'm gonna just jump on the helicopter.
Why not?
That sounds like a good idea. And
for Riggs, it is.
Yeah, he pulled that guy right out of the helicopter, fell to his death. Goodbye. And shoots the pilot, and they just hope for the best. But I love how like they jumped off the helicopter, landed on the roof. On the roof of the abandoned like gas station hotel thing that they were at.
And landed in the bed.
Oh yeah, and the fact that the helicopter just blew up in the background, I was like, what do we want?
Fall through the roof.
I feel like we're actually watching a Lethal Weapon movie. It was very short because it was 45 minutes, but still, it was. Yeah. It felt like if they could have stringed this out to a 2 hour.
And he was like, "Are you thinking he's like jump out? Yes, let's jump."
And I love that they're like, cute. We agreed on something. She's like, "Shut up!" And they just jumped out. And I love how like her last line was just like, "I knew I'd get you into my bed one day," and I was like, "Yeah, I love this."
See, I knew you'd end up in bed.
Oh yeah, in bed with me. Thank you. That was
hey. Watch out.
Was amazing.
Get it, Riggs.
So pretty much at the very end, Bailey, we didn't get to see, we're not seeing Cruz as much, which makes me really sad.
We didn't get to see Bailey or Cruz that much.
I mean, yeah, we saw Bailey a little bit in this episode. We saw Scorsese again in this episode, which was nice. But I'm like,
where's Cruz?
Where's Cruz at?
Where's Cruz?
I miss him so much.
What's up, Cruz?
I miss
you, bro.
I miss those other locks because we get Riggs's locks all the time. But I was like, what about Cruz? He has beautiful hair. And I mean, so does Scorsese. Hair. I love the fro. That's one of my favorites. It always looks good, just fresh every time.
Speaking of Scorsese, I saw a picture and I can't remember where it was. It was probably on IG. My man was rocking the goatee look for something.
Shut up!
It looked really fly.
Oh man,
so
I missed that.
I know you didn't have it in the show, but hey, bring that goatee back, bro. Team goatee all day. It was pretty dope.
Yes, at Wayburn Advisors. Thank you, Mr. D Style. That was the front, pretty much. So, at this point, yeah. So, Palmer's about to leave. She's gone. You know, she's going back to DC because that's where the DA office, or at least where she's from, is. So she was gonna go back, and Riggs was hiding in the morgue.
In the morgue.
And I love this line. I wrote it down. The most sane thing that Riggs has ever done was hide from a girl, aka Palmer. And you know what? Again, we've beat a dead horse with this conversation, but I love the fact that we've gotten to a point where he's feeling comfortable. He can listen to everyone's problems. He's still pretty open, kinda to Roger and things like that. But I also felt like Palmer was also trying to leave it open because she understands what Riggs is going through to a point. So she didn't want to act out on it until he was ready, which I think she also got that tidbit of like, oh, he's sober now. Maybe I can poke the bear a little bit.
Maybe I got a little bit of time.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because it was also cute when they were going through all the evidence, you know, when they were pulling the all-nighter.
Oh, with the Chinese food?
And then he was asking her, like, oh, what do you like to eat?
It felt like we were watching, like high schoolers trying to, like, study for a test, and they were like, I don't know.
She's like, just
order food, dude. And I love that she was asleep, and he put the jacket on top.
Over. He came back with all this stuff because he couldn't narrow down one decision on what to get. Yeah. It was cute.
It was cute. I liked it. But yeah, so we get our little moment where, you know, he's sitting at his desk and he's, you know, she comes back because she forgot the other DA, the guy who passed away's badge. And so she's like, oh, I just went to get that back. Bailey left it on her desk for me. And And he's just like, oh, I got really important paperwork to work on. I'm real busy. Don't.
Yeah.
And pretty much, he was just writing on a Chinese.
Pretty much. He's like, oh, it's this MSG poisoning sting.
You were dying at that point.
I don't know. It was just so whack. But I've done that before, so it's, I thought it was funny.
Oh my God, I loved it. And then so she's like, okay, bye, bye Riggs, and like leaves, and then he grabs his jacket, starts, hey, now let me walk you down, and then we got to see our awesome man, Scorsese, walking up to the elevator, which I was like, it's gonna happen, even though in my brain I'm going, oh, because they're going down, because they're going to the parking lot, because in my brain I was like, where are you going?
Right.
And there's a little bit of love happening in that elevator.
A little kissing.
It wasn't full makeout, which was nice. It was just real innocent, and it was very nice. And I love how they obviously split up, and Scorsese's just like, I'm sensing something. I really wanted him to be like, my spider senses are tinkling, because I'm just a nerd, and I really wanted it to happen, but it's okay. And then at the very, very, very end of the episode, we get Murtaugh, or Trish and Roger walking with all of her stuff from the office, and we see a very familiar face, because Leo said at the very end, you're welcome, and he's like, for what? He's like, you'll see. And in my brain I was going, oh, he asked Trish to help him with his stuff, but no, I was wrong.
He didn't ask.
He just did it.
He just did it.
Also,
Leo and Trish gets.
Where did he get this picture from?
Oh, well, he could have pulled it off of
the
a
internet,
website
maybe.
or something.
Okay, I was like, that's kind of creepy,
LinkedIn.
Where are you getting this picture from? But whatever, whatever.
Hey,
it's fine. It's fine.
It was cool.
I enjoyed it. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens with Trish's story. Because, we know that she goes to work every day, and it usually doesn't, it doesn't really come up in conversation. But now, like, her story is going to be a part of the episodes more because
definitely.
She's working for Leo. I'm hoping that means we get to see Leo more.
Well, is she, though?
You think that she's just going to be like, no, we can't do this, and then just move on?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't really see her.
Well, I guess we can get into that. We can get in predictions now since we're pretty much talking about it.
We could.
Yay!
And now your AfterBuzz TV
predictions. So yeah, what do you think? You don't think Trish is gonna go for it? You think she's gonna fight out of it and do something else?
Yeah, I think she's gonna go ahead and do something else. I think she's just gonna go ahead and start her own private practice.
Me too. I was thinking the same thing. Which will be great.
I mean, she's the bomb. She's got the credentials. She's got the experience.
You don't think she's gonna hire Leo?
She could.
Yeah.
She might actually seek to legitimize Leo. Not that he's not legitimate, but
like the cases that he takes are mostly just for cash.
Exactly.
Or a reduced fee.
So I definitely see that I feel like she's gonna start her own thing, and maybe and we're going to get to see more of Leo. And I kept thinking the entire episode, like, well, how is Leo going to become a reoccurring person in here? And then now I kind of get it. Because with her being kind of free and able to freelance for all intent and purpose, that can introduce, a lot of different scenarios be played out with Leo.
I agree. Yeah.
But I definitely want to see more Leo. I definitely need to see more of Riggs and Palmer. Like, I'm going to need there to be like a trip where Riggs goes out on investigation or something, special assignment to DC.
Oh, yeah, then meets up with Palmer.
And yeah.
It'd be cute. But no, I'm pretty much on the same boat as you. I feel like we need to see more of Palmer and Riggs and see where the relationship goes, if it's going to be rocky in the beginning or if it's just going to smooth sail, or something like that. Do you think Dr. Kayla might get a little jealous? Or you think it's just, nah, she's not even going to be part of the picture?
No, I think she's so cool that even if she does, we won't know.
Right.
We won't know until there's a steamy scene where they're hooking up and they're getting ready to rip each other's clothes off, and she says something to the extent of, oh, I thought you were going to be real serious with that DEA agent, but I see you weren't. I'm so glad. Bam.
Oh, snaps.
Clearly, your boy's been thinking about it.
Oh, snaps.
No. Something along those lines, writers, if you're watching, just saying.
That's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, but
I'm okay with either one.
Yeah, yeah, they're two beautiful ladies.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with either or both.
But right,
keep those ratings up. Definitely watch when it actually airs. instead of using your DVR because those ratings count more. And then obviously...
And watch us live.
Yeah.
Because we count too.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, because we understand work is a thing. But no, we
check
would
us
like for
out.
you to hang out with us in the
Hit
chat.
that like button.
Yeah, because everybody in the chat here is awesome. And you guys, I love it when you guys come and hang out with us. It's
Check out
great.
that podcast. If you missed the show, you don't have time to watch, you can listen to us too.
Speaking of who's not going to miss the show, there's a little bit of news and gossip. We can do this real quick because I know we have to get out of here. We actually get more people to start watching the show because the UK gets Lethal Weapon. Awesome. But yeah, but I'm really glad that the UK can start watching. Hopefully we can get some of those viewers in to watch live because the finale is going to be starting around that time because our finale is on March 8th. So we actually are running out of episodes of this season. But we had a long season, so I'm pretty happy.
We did. I can't even complain.
No, I'm very happy. And then I have a long, when it comes back out on Netflix, I got a lot of stuff to re-binge.
Boom.
It's going to be great. But definitely don't forget to catch us obviously next week. And then obviously we will have our finale. I'm really sad that it's going, but I'm also glad that we're getting some new followers and then you guys can watch us later. So you can definitely check us out on iTunes. Hit up that 5 or 4 stars. Let us know. We still have the contest. I think I'm going to push it till the finale so we have time because we only got 1 review. And I was like, guys, you guys don't want an autographed Keisha Sharp picture?
Well, see, I think what the problem is that they just like to see our faces, so they watch us here, and then they're not getting us on the podcast. But we need you to show us some love on the podcast, too.
Yeah.
Even if you don't listen, leave us a review, because you already saw us on YouTube.
Yeah, because I mean, either way, as long as you lets our producers know that we're doing a good job, and that means if they're like, hey, a lot of people watch this, this after show or listen to it, they'll let us do the second season. Again, we don't know if there's gonna be a second season, but we also kind of know.
We know there's gonna be a second season.
Come on, but like it's the way that we can let the head of staff here be like, hey, everybody loves this Lethal Weapon after show. Let's continue to do it. So definitely go to iTunes whenever you can, and if you are from the UK or from Italy, you can. If we can't see it through our US iTunes, just take a screenshot of it. I will also count that in the contest. Everybody's open to that. And obviously, if nobody does, I might start picking Twitter followers on the next episode. We'll see. So definitely don't forget to do that. Definitely, if you're watching this later, again, welcome. Hit up the comments below. Tell us what you think and what was your favorite part of this episode. But also, since we're going to be getting some new followers, where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter, KaosJ, KAOSJ, Instagram, Chaos_Oceans31. They can also check me out on the DMC, which is actually coming up next on Black Hollywood Live, and they can also catch me on tonight's second episode of the Legion After Show.
Woo!
Where can they find you?
Well,
because you do some things.
I do a lot. I think I had like 8 shows this year.
Easy.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know how I'm able to function
You're
as
a
normal human.
machine.
I
It's because
try.
you're a machine.
You can find me all over social media at Torres890. I do a bunch of shows, like I just said. We have Voltron. We have last few episodes of that. Into the Badlands is starting up next month. Sense8 is starting up in May. All these shows are all very nerdy, and there should be other ones that are coming up. I'm doing The 100 tonight. If you're a big fan of the CW and The 100, I do that at 10 p.m. tonight, so definitely check us out there. Again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, again, if you're live or not, and we will see you guys next week for episode 16. Mwah! Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.